Well, top of the morning, and it's a beautiful morning at that, albeit a little bit fresh. And we're heading down to Buckinghamshire via Northamptonshire. In Northamptonshire, we'll make a pit stop at the Dodds Farm shop. I haven't really got much space in my baggage to fit much, but I'm hoping they might have maybe something sweet in there, some chocolate or something along those lines, because I've already got 2 boxes of eggs on my person. Today I want to focus on a topic that I was talking about a little on a previous ride, but because my audio malfunctioned, it's just painful to listen to, so I'm going to revisit the topic. And it's really in the news at the moment, with the sad news that Princess Kate has revealed she's got cancer.
The surgery was successful. However, tests after the operation found cancer had been present. My medical team therefore advised that I should undergo a course of preventative chemotherapy, and I'm now in the early stages of that treatment.
So my thoughts go out to her, her children, her family, and I hope she makes a speedy recovery. The treatment she's revealed she's officially going for, I just wonder if the royals know about other alternative treatments. But, well, I have to be very careful what I say on YouTube. I can't speak my mind freely, so I'm just gonna report on the book I read. So it's very topical. Again, my heart goes out to anyone who's got cancer. My stepdad had cancer. He's now got dementia, sadly, but the cancer is still there, sort of lurking. And the book I want to talk to you about is a book called World Without Cancer by the great G. Edward Griffin, who by now must be in his mid to late 90s. I must check his date of birth. I'd previously read his book, which I've spoken about on some previous rides, the Jekyll Island book about the corruption in finance. This book deals with corruption in the medical field, and the long and short of it is the book reports on the Laetrile discoveries. And what Laetrile is vitamin B17. He does also talk about vitamin B15 and general diet. So foods that we used to eat in the past, when, as it happens, cancer rates were much lower, these foods were very high in naturally occurring Laetrile or vitamin B17. One that springs to mind is millet. And I used to eat a lot of millet when I was single, and I've since fallen into bad habits with married life. But just recently I'm getting back into my millet. So that apparently is a natural source of vitamin B17. The other thing is the apple seeds. So when you eat an apple, eat the seeds. You can sort of gently split them open with your teeth and get the white stuff inside. That's what you want to eat. And I'm going to have to pull over and rectify my glove because the cold air is shooting right up my sleeve. So all kinds of seeds, which if you look in the Bible, it talks about certain foods. Seeds, pulses, beans and things like that. There's a verse in there that I think it's the Seventh-day Adventists or one of those Christian groups in America like apply it literally, and their diet is based, or draws from it, and they're known to have less cancer, they're known to live long. But the major kind of food that he talks about is an apricot kernel. So you eat your apricot, and then you're not done with your apricot. You crack open the pip and you eat the little seeds that are inside. The apricot kernels, they taste bitter and they have cyanide in them, right? But natural doses of cyanide. You think cyanide, you think poison, but actually the book presents it as a natural chemotherapy that selectively can target cancer cells. Now again, because I'm on YouTube and I can't speak my mind freely, because YouTube is in the same big club as the farmer people, and well, let's just put it less controversially, they don't like you to promote anything that is over and beyond what the orthodox establishment teaches, which is basically that you need a drug for everything, yeah? And the reason why... So this book looks at that. Why have they suppressed Laetrile? Cancer-busting foods, or Laetrile as a medical treatment, which doctors were having, according to this book, great success with. And the reason is because you cannot patent Laetrile. Although as you get to the end of the book, towards the end of the book, you can see that basically the Laetrile battle may eventually, after like, I don't know, 7 decades of medical tyranny, should we say, they may be coming around to it, but they're inevitably going to look for a way that they can patent it in a drug form. But there is some limited movement. So to get Laetrile treatment, if you're an American, or even English, I think, unless you medicate yourself, you have to go over to Mexico, my friend, where the Mexican, basically it's a cartel ruled land, and any government politician that steps out of line gets their head sawn off. So as a result, and I'm not saying that cartels are all good, but because you have small government, they don't interfere in your life, and they let you get the medical treatment you want. So this is where the Laetrile doctors gravitated to. Some of them actually, obviously are Mexican, but some of them were American doctors who came under intense lawfare persecution, and then so they moved to Mexico and set up there. And reporting success with cancers. Okay, I'm just going by what the book's saying, so hopefully YouTube won't slap a warning on me and ban my video. I don't want that. I just want people to be able to open up their own minds and read the book. So the book is World Without Cancer. I really think Princess Catherine should read it, if I'm honest, but who am I to give her medical advice? And it's a fascinating book, as you'd expect with G. Edward Griffin. Super well written. I listened to it on Audible, so you can too. It's dead easy listen. It's not very difficult. It's obviously medical scientific, but it's not like the most difficult book to listen to. On the contrary, it's easy to listen to, and it's fascinating as well. And you can listen to it while you're walking your dogs or driving, like I did on the way to the airport. Now, I knew about Laetrile 20 plus years ago, and a book by the same name, and I'm not really sure why Philip Day and Stephen Ransom, I think, the authors, why they called it the exact same book name, World Without Cancer. But it's clear to me that their version must have drawn heavily on G. Edward Griffin's work. And because I read that like 20 years ago, I can't remember how directly and often he quotes G. Edward Griffin, but he gives his take on it, and it's basically the same thing. Look at the Hunzas in the valleys of Pakistan, why they live so long. Because they live in the mountains near streams where they're drinking natural fluoride free water, with no bleach in the water, no rust in the water, no junk, and it's just coming down from the Himalayas, and it's packed with minerals, and they don't eat a lot of meat. They don't really leave their community. I don't know why that is with these blue zones, because I'm definitely a traveller. It's in my blood, but then so is David Attenborough, and he's lived long. But they tend to lead a simple agricultural life. But here's the biggie: they crack open the apricot pip and they eat the kernels, and they get the laetrile, vitamin B17, natural cyanide. So I'm not giving you medical advice on this platform, but I am strongly encouraging you to read this book, World Without Cancer. If you're not familiar with this kind of stuff, if your eyes haven't been opened up since 2020, maybe don't bother reading the book unless you're curious. But if you're already starting to become clued up in these matters, especially since 2020, and I have been clued up in these matters since I was a teenager, since I was reading Viktoras Korvinska's Survival into 21st Century. What crap music, but basically, if you've got, what I'm trying to say is, if you have an open mind, and if you're questioning things, if you're questioning why autism rates are so high, why cancer rates are so high, and you're asking questions, then it's a brilliant book to read, and I recommend it. Eye-opener. The links between the Rockefellers and the Big Pharma, the oil industry, IG Farben, the Nazi company, all of that. He really gets into all of that, and after reading Jekyll Island, here's another different kind of book, but brilliant. So and this ties back in to this farm shop thing I'm doing. I'm not only doing this to advertise for farmers, promote farmers, and because it's a fun thing to do as well. I'm trying to advocate eating fresh food, locally grown, and really has to be organic. They did, and that's where these farm foods fall short often. They did do a study where they measured the Monsanto chemicals in this whole family, their blood. What was the chemicals? Phosphates, like pesticides. And they did a before and after measurement, and the levels were dangerously high when they took the before measurement. Then what they did is they stuck this whole family on a 100% organic diet for 2 weeks, and then they took another measurement, and what did they find? The pesticide level was minimal. It drastically dropped. So is it any wonder so many people are getting cancer? Have you thought about the notion that the bathroom is the most dangerous room in the house? In one sense, because that is where people are slapping on their aluminium deodorants, and you block the armpit. That's where all the toxin is coming out of your body, right? And you block all those pores up with aluminium and gunk, petroleum, and it's horrible stuff. That stuff in your lymphs and all that, those toxins can't get out of your body. And a link has been drawn with breast cancer. I don't know what the cancer is that Kate had, or has. Because in the clip she said, didn't she, that she had abdominal surgery. They thought she didn't have the cancer, but then they realised she did, but they can't give her chemo until she heals up from her abdominal surgery. It's quite hairy, quite worrying for her. But you know what deodorants are. If you're a lady and you're worried about breast cancer, have you looked at the ingredients in your deodorants? And do you know what those ingredients are? Do you know what they can do to your body? What about makeup? What about nail varnish? Stuff stinks. And the worst one, and I used to be terrible for this, you know, all the eau de toilettes, the stuff they're putting in there. I never use it now. I've got bottles of it in my cupboard because my brother works for Elizabeth Arden, and he'll occasionally give me a freebie or a gift, and I never use it. Get this twat off my back. I never use it. Yeah, bugger off. See if you get there faster, you twit. I never use the eau de toilettes anymore. I use this Turkish thing because I'm half Turkish Cypriot. It's like a lemon alcohol thing, and very, very rarely I'll slap that on as a refreshment thing. Or when I've had the odd rare shave, which I don't shave much now. So the bathroom could be the most dangerous room in the house. Have you ever thought about that? All these chemicals, and they're in the environment, and we've got the 5G and all that jazz. So this is why as well you got to think about, you know, detoxing your body as well as getting the good stuff in, the farm shop food, the fresh veg, and even better than farm shops is growing your own. Getting all that good stuff in your body. You have to get the bad stuff out, and that's where the detox comes in, and that's where all the great ancients fasted. You look at Moses, fasted 40 days. Jesus fasted 40 days. John the Baptist ate honey and locusts. I'm not sure I fancy that. You could do the honey. Not as the bugs though. Anyway, the great people that fasted in the Bible, the Israelites are known to have lived. If you look at one of the Psalms written by Moses, it mentions, I think it mentions 70 or 80 years or something. So they had relatively high expectancy and fasting as part of their worship. But you know what? A lot of Christians completely gloss over that verse. I've asked Christians, what do you think about the fact that the Bible puts fasting in an incredibly positive light as a spiritual and physical cleansing thing? Oh, I could never do that. They haven't even tried it, you know. And now they're bringing out this, what I think is fake news, that intermittent fasting causes heart attacks. There's something else causing the heart attacks, mate. It's not the intermittent fasting. And if you look at Dr. Eric Berg, he investigates how, although in the Middle East they have the highest rates of diabetes, they have very high kidney problems and heart problems, very low cancer, the lowest in the world, and he puts that down to the Ramadan, which is a form of intermittent fasting. I used to think the Ramadan was a bit of a joke because I've done 3-day fasts, water fast myself, 3 whole days, no solid food. So I used to think the Ramadan was like a fasting for wussies. You know, they eat in the morning, they eat in the evening, they load up, they eat dates and stuff to break their fasts every day. But when I heard Dr. Eric Berg's video, that gave me a new perspective on the Ramadan. It's actually super, super good, even the intermittent fasting. And as demonstrated by the fact that cancer rates are the lowest in the Middle East of anywhere in the world. Now check it out for yourself. It's Dr. Eric Berg, and he's great on YouTube. He's suffered a lot of censorship on YouTube as well, and threats. They always do. Anything that's going to rock their boat of patented chemical drugs, all with ties back to the oil industry originally, you know, and doctors. You do sometimes notice. I don't want to knock them. They do a fantastic job in repairing people who have been smashed up, you know, in accidents and things. But when it comes to understanding the link between nutrition and health, you only have to look at some of them in the hospitals at what they look like, and some of these health ministers, health, inverted commas, to conclude that actually they have no clue about nutrition. Everything is all of their studies and everything is all drug oriented, because it's a commercial enterprise, a multi-billion, billion, trillion dollar thing. And so really, if we could cure cancer with apricot kernels, it would be a disaster for a lot of people, sadly, because there's more people, this is what G. Edward Griffin says, there's more people making a living out of cancer than are dying from it. So, you see, when you're dealing with these kind of vested interests, and you talk to somebody about apricot kernels, they don't want to know. You know, it's sometimes the simpler things that, because it's so simple, it's just simply too baffling for the average person to wrap their head around, so they instantly dismiss it, and then they just carry on with their chemo, radio, / bird, whatever, and they may survive, but they may not, sadly. So obviously treatment is a very personal matter. It sounds like Kate is going for the chemo. What G. Edward Griffin is saying is that you don't need to use a product that you need a full Hamzat suit with thick rubber gloves on and basically like, you know, a mask to pick it up if you spill it on the floor. And also some of the agents in chemo were originally developed for the Vietnam War, I think, for deforestation purposes against the Viet Cong. What he's saying is you don't need that. All you need is Laetrile B15, B17, B15, and a good healthy diet, good sleep, good mental state, good emotional state. That's also very important. Happiness and laughter and good food, and go to farm shops and buy healthy food. So that was my little lecture on World Without Cancer by G. Edward Griffin, and I'll listen back to this. I think it came out okay, because it's not the easiest topic to string thoughts together on always. So now we're going to head to this farm shop in Daventry called Dodds Farm. I found them on Facebook, and they have a website, and a very slick website, very nice. I couldn't immediately figure out their opening time. Actually, I might be getting confused with another farm. The one with the website is the other farm, I think. This one was the one that were on Facebook, I think. So I'm going to have to go back and check the other one out on another journey. But it doesn't matter. I'll go to both of them one way or another. I'll do the other one on a different trip. How's that? So today it's the Dodds Farm off the High Street, and I don't know. I can't remember what type of farm shop it is because I think I'm getting mixed up with the other one now, the Daventry one. So I think this is in a little village just like outside of Daventry, and I think the other one I was thinking of is nearer to Daventry. So I don't know what they're going to have, and I don't know what I'm going to buy. I hope it's not a butcher's, because my mum was not going to let me cook meat in her house, that's for sure. But I did have a nice steak last night from the Smithy farm shop. So see the link at the beginning of this video that links back to that video. That was a lovely ride as well, lunchtime ride, and that steak was nice. So I think I'm gonna shut up. It's very windy, so I'm not sure how the sound quality is going to come out, especially from this point. But next stop, Dodds Farm. 'Namaste, essence of India, Middleton. 50 here, mate. It's very windy today. It's really quite gusty. Where's traffic filling up on Avon? That must come quite far down. beautiful road. Just a shame it's a bit windy, it's taking my confidence away a little. I feel my bike getting pushed towards the ditch, but it's absolutely stunning. Yeah. Beauty. delightful little village. Seeing the sights today. Question is, am I going to be able to dodge the rain? I better not be stopping too long in this farm shop because weather's taking a little bit of a turn. It's getting a bit cloudy. But I'm certainly spoilt here in terms of the ride and the sights. Yeah, it's lovely. blooming windy and quite cold. So hopefully we're nearly there. It does feel like about 40-minute journey so far, so yeah, we'll see. I'm not entirely sure exactly how far from Milton Keynes we are here. Whether it's like another 45 minutes to go or an hour, hopefully not, but we'll see. And if it will take me kind of through the sticks to MK as well, which would be nice. It's nice to see the odd thatched roof, which is rather nice. But my hands are getting cold. I need to get some better gloves next winter, without a doubt. Okay, so he wants me kind of to go down there. Oh, sugar. Stalled the bike is in the wrong gear. I need to go down there. Alright, let's go. A bit of an odd one, that. Alright, so go check this farm shop out. It's not the one that I was supposed to go to, I've just realised, but in a way I'm glad I made the mistake, because it's just such a beautiful ride and lovely location here as well, albeit, yeah, shame it's just rather windy, but I haven't got rained on so far, so looking on the bright side. And is this the village where the farm is? I don't exactly know, but I think it might be. Yeah, it's just perfect biking route. I think, yeah, on a day, if I was down here with my mates on a warm day and no wind, we could have really torn down those roads, but I'm just playing it a bit safe today with the wind and the fact that my fingertips are a bit frozen off as well. So if they have a coffee shop, I might avail myself of the service and just spend a few moments warming up. I feel like I should have a breakfast, but I'm also quite full from last night. I ate quite a lot of food last night. I didn't really mean to, but I was just trying to use stuff up ahead of this 2-day trip, spending the whole weekend with my mum. So I feel really full, like just don't really feel like eating anything. So perhaps it might have to be a brunch. Okay, I got a car on my tail. I was enjoying not having the pressure of having anyone behind me. Okay, so where are we going now? Give way. Alright, we're going to the right and to the left. To the right and to the left. Daventry, Farndon, Aden. Okay, so we're nearing the village now. We're almost there, I guess. And I tell you what, having a quick shifter on a bike, I don't think I could go back to not having one. It's just so convenient. You just got to remember to keep your hand on the throttle when you're going up the gears and take it off the throttle when you're coming back down. Okay. Let's go easy with these horses here. Are they going in the field? Take it nice and slow so as not to spook them. And watch out for the flaming potholes that our tax goes to pay for. Obviously. Right, nearly there, so I can see the flag on the sat-nav now. Tells me we're almost there. Is that just the place at the top of the hill there? There's another farm down there. And we'll soon find out. But yeah, this is actually called the High Street. It's not how you normally picture a high street, is it? Right, we're very, very close now. So this is a bit where I don't want to miss the turning. As we get closer to the flag, I'll just have to slow down. I feel like maybe we're not too far from MK. I guess we're near a Daventry here. I estimate maybe 45 minutes to Milton Keynes from here. All being well. We'll see. Okay, we've got some more horses. She's insisting on riding in the middle of the road on a bend. Fantastic. Alright. A sweet girl. So, is it telling me to go down here? Partridge Lane. Yes. Lovely place with the stone built properties. That's quite something, eh? And according to my sat nav, it should be coming up straight ahead. Getting warm, getting hot. Here's the Dodds Manor. So this is obviously where they... Okay, this is it. Okay, you want to go in that spot? I'm going to think about where I'm going to park now. That would have been a perfect place, but I think I'll just bring my bike up on the pavement. Maybe it's a little bit tricky for parking here. Quite know where I'm going to stick it. If I can stick it here for a short while. Wishing to block the way. See if we can leave it here. This is special. much. Cheers.
Cheers, thank you.
So that was the Dodds Manor Farm shop, an absolutely delightful little farm shop, and it wasn't at all expected, much smaller than what I thought. There's basically a just got to strap my thing because otherwise these flap about. Okay, that's better. Yeah, so basically like a a little what do you call them? A little shop on wheels. And primarily like a coffee shop and bakery. Obviously very popular with the locals. The locals were posh, but very, very friendly and helpful. I was asking them, like, you know, how far to Milton Keynes from here, and they were telling me about the road closures and giving me some tips. Very, very friendly local little village here, and obviously that little place is obviously popular, and I must get myself strapped in to these things flapping about in the wind. Just starting to get a few drops of rain now, so I just tell you about that shop. There seems to be some kind of bar in the main building, and the shop itself is a tiny little shop on wheel. What do you call them? Caravan shop. There's a name for it. It's gone out my head. But yeah, the chap there behind the counter was a gentleman. And the people coming down there were quite posh, but ever so friendly and talkative. So the elderly couple that I was speaking to, they live in a neighbouring village, and they'd nip down to get their coffee with their little dog and their pastries and some smoked meats and cheese and things. I haven't really bought much. I just got myself a pain au chocolat and a flat white coffee, as well as a sourdough loaf, which I'll share with my mum, along with the chicken and duck eggs I bought from Smithy Farm. So yeah, I don't know if he bakes all that stuff himself, or if he's got a partner somewhere who's doing all the baking. Apparently there's a road closure down here somewhere, so I'm going to need to watch out for that, but I may just have to stumble into it. I've been warned that the road's really horrible, where it takes you to detour, but to be fair, I'm quite used to that at the moment where I live, so I'm just going to have to give this bike a real good clean. Maybe I should put my GoPro back on, because it's beautiful here. I'm just trying to keep it off, just to keep the sight, not to end up making this video too big. I think I'll leave it off, but this video will probably end soon anyway. But even with my SD camera you get an idea of how picturesque it is around here. And just flying down this single lane road. So yeah, the Dodds Farm Shop. Boy am I glad I stopped there, and I wish them great success. They clearly are popular of a Saturday morning. And they were talking about some kind of musical festival in the village. That sounded interesting. My ears pricked up at that. So I don't know what music festival. It just came up in the conversation as we were waiting for the coffees. Whether that's a classical thing, it certainly seemed posh enough to be able to appreciate that. Or what? And I just can't ride too fast because I'm just getting distracted by the sights. Wow, look at this place. That's where the Lord of the Manor lives. Okay, that's a National Trust, for goodness sake. I could have gone there. Okay, this is taking me left. Middleton. Yeah, I don't know where exactly the road closure is going to wind up being, but we shall find out. Beautiful church here. I do feel like I should have kept my GoPro on now, but never mind. And it is proper raining now, so nothing you can do about it. So this is a lost poem coming at you from Northamptonshire into Buckinghamshire, and another successful farm trip with emphasis on this ride on me talking about World Without Cancer. So have a great weekend and thanks for tuning in, and ciao for now.